Alright, here is the video review for the PC-15 and PC-16 kits from Perfect Effect for Titan's Return Power Master Optimus Prime or Dakar Legends JINRAI. Did they just call him Power Master Op? I don't remember. Anyway, but yeah, so it's basically like we're going to deal with like mostly this is 16. 16 is the JINRAI cab with his gun and a couple extra hands, which we'll show off. The PC-15 set is little JINRAI fig with some thigh covers for the larger trailer, which we'll get to, and an LED head, which again we will get to as part of this review. So like I said, we're mostly going to be focusing first here on the PC-16 set, which is this Optimus / JINRAI figure. So it starts off, we just lift this up. It just, you have to unscrew the old cab from right here, up here on the peg. You just unscrew the little white wheel, pop the old cab off, store it however, and then this little peg will now fit into the rear of JINRAI. And it rolls around. So first off, we'll just go ahead and remove the trailer, put it off to the side, because this is what we're focusing on right here. Let's actually focus on it. Ta-da! Great. And just as a quick size comparison, here is the Perfect Effect figure with the cab from the original toy. And you can see there's some slight size differences, a few dimension differences, but for the most part, roughly the same size cab. So yeah, this little piece can untab and rotate around, which will show. You can actually take. Here is the Lord JINRAI from the PC-15 kit, and he's posable. He's got ball joints at the shoulders, hip swivels, side to side thigh swivels. He does have ball joints at the knee, which these tiny little ball joints do like to pop off even a lot, even considering my propensity for it. This is not on all the way. Go on, snap together. There we go. But yeah, but he's very tiny, but posable-ish. You want to be careful when doing it. But to transform him into his little engine mode, you just lift his feet straight out at the hinge here at the hip. Rotate again, be careful because these stupid ball joints. Oh, look, I completely pegged out of there. So there's the peg that holds this piece in place. Lift that up and bring it out to the side. And then his boot, you rotate at the ball joint. There's a little groove here on one side. I hate tiny ball joints. Once he's in, you don't really have to mess with him that much. But yeah, this is painful. I'm just going to turn him into an engine. You get the idea. You rotate the foot out, you rotate it around at the ball joint, and then you clip it onto this post up here. That side's done. So let me fix this other side, and then we'll get more to it. And all right, here we go. I'd be more annoyed by that, but I mostly bought it for the combined mode. He's going to be an engine most of the time, so whatever. And the LED head, but he'll be an engine most of the time. So inside here, you got to untab the little section from the bottom and then open up this side flap. And then once you unpeg it from down here, this engine piece can rotate around, and now there's a connector for the little Power Master JINRAI. So let's go ahead, or Godmaster, I guess. But we'll go in here and then tab that back together. We'll take him and we'll kind of, you can see there's some cutouts shaped like his legs there and little tabs here on his legs. So you kind of go in on one side and slide it in and massage it in the other side here. And now the Power Master engine is attached to Prime, or JINRAI. And then you just go ahead and start transforming. We'll go ahead and take these little side panels and flip them out to the side, which unlocks the rear half. He does have an ab crunch here. Onto the legs, and then we'll take what we already busted apart here, open this up, untab these down here and bring these panels up. Then this panel here, I'll go ahead and untab the legs. This whole assembly lifts up, and then this whole assembly rotates and then tabs in here like that. And then the arms come out on these ball joints and swivel joints out to the side, of course, because we bring that down and then you rotate the arm forward and down. Head's on a ball joint. We'll look at that later. Bring this down, around, rotate that, and then you close these panels. Oh yeah, there's this LED head. We'll get to that later. And the thing is, like, one of the reasons that I went ahead and got the LED head is because the cab piece, this figure can store the LED light up Power Master Prime head inside of it, but you can use the original head that came with the figure, but it will not store inside of it. The instructions specifically say does not store. Actually, they say does not storage, but it won't fit. You have to use the LED head if you want to keep it attached. Otherwise, you have to keep popping it off every time you transform him. We close that up, and he just kind of sits up here on his back. There's the upper body done. The legs, we lift these panels up, untap the legs from each other, and then just kind of combiner war knee them up, and then fold that panel back in. And again, lift that up. Back up, fold that in, flip up the toe, and there is JINRAI. Don't worry, I'm gonna put that up in a second. And he's a cool looking little Prime. Like, he does have the smokestacks on the front. I'm totally fine with that. He does have a very, he looks more JINRAI than Prime. He's got a very anime-esque kind of influence to him, but super posable. Like I said, he's got the ball joint at the head, so he can look all around, which is nice. Up. He's got the ball joint at the shoulder. The swivel there, you can have him with the wheels facing forward if you prefer to have that kind of look. But then it hides the gray hinge a little bit too. He's got a bicep swivel, hinge elbow. He does have rotational wrist. You can swap out his hands, and we'll show that soon. He does have the ab crunch, which is nice. Waist swivel, ball joint hips, thigh swivel, slightly over 90-degree hinge knees, and then he does have a rotational joint and a front to back joint there at the foot. I really like I said, I think that even if you don't have Combiner Wars Prime to combine him with, this by himself is a fun little Prime toy. I could have him by himself with no other accessories, and I'd be super happy. I like his design. I like his look. He's a fun little, turns into a neat little cab. And he comes with his rifle, so you can give him that. And yeah, and there you go. And like I said, he does have he has two closed fists, and he's got kind of two open hands if you want to give him slightly more expressive hands. Sadly, like, they're both in the same, like, mirrored pose of just kind of an open hand. So you can kind of get him in like an action pose, like, oh no, with that open hand. I'm not a big fan of the open hand. I'll probably just keep the fists on most of the time, but it's nice that they included it. Go ahead and put his fist back on. And to transform him into his torso mode, and again with the JINRAI already attached, a lot of it's going mostly back to truck mode. We'll go ahead and put his gun off to the side. And that, we're going to bring this up, we're going to rotate this panel around to the side here. We want to go ahead and lift the, now this is an optional step, you don't have to do this, but if you do this, you'll have smokestacks up behind his head in combiner mode. So do that, bring this back around and turn it back into basically his vehicle mode. So you fold this back around, fold his fist in like that, and then these little tabs here, just tab right in here. Before you do that, you do want to flip his head out. No, that just came out of the swivel came out of the connector for it. So lift this up. There's the LED head. We'll look at that a little bit more in depth here in a second. So flip that out, then you can close these panels up, and then tab the arms in together. The arms in here with the head, and then bring the other one down and around. Tab that. Pull that in. Tab that on. Come on, get that all tabbed together. There we go. And then the legs, you want to collapse the legs back into truck mode. Like this. Although without, you don't need to connect these tabs if you don't want to. Tab them together. So basically you have them looking like this. And then you just take the body, transform it as you normally would. The other thing that's included is there's a new chest plate here, this piece right here, and it just pops right off when you want to put it on. It just pops right out there. It's just a friction joint. You just pop it off there, pop the new one on. You can also see here's the thigh covers that came with the PC-15 set. They just plug right in and fill those gaps. You just bring this up, and then you set JINRAI in there, and then these just fold around. This will once again tab on. Again, it doesn't click into place, but the same peg that attaches to vehicle mode goes right back into the same peg hole, or actually the higher peg hole on the legs here. And if you want, you can fold its feet up here as well, just to have them tuck away a little bit, and that locks him on a little tighter. But once everything's put together, he's fairly secure. And you take this new chest plate, fold it up, because the chest plate is mostly just remolded to allow room for the actual Power Master. And plug that together, and there he is, all combined up. And let's see if we can get him to stand here, because he's suddenly decided he didn't want to do that, despite standing just fine the whole time I was shooting the transformation sequence. Anyway, there we go. And then the new head, like I mentioned, he doesn't have to stand. I can get him to stand and not as knobby for the sake of getting this shot. Can look around. It's on a swivel hinge and an up and down. You can look all around, and there's a little button on the back. He comes with the batteries. You just pop this little panel off and put the batteries in. But he comes with the batteries. I don't know how well it's showing up, but his eyes do. Let's see. Can we get the... where's the remote for these lights? Oh, there it is. I don't know. I don't think it's showing up very well. But, oh yeah, there they are, up here, up top. Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Bring a little bit more ambient light, but you can see the LED glow. Now, it is very easy, if you leave that head on in truck mode, to, this is going to get really bright. For a second, wow, it completely disappeared there. If you leave the head on in, attached, it's possible sometimes if you push too hard on this red flap in truck mode that it will activate the LED lights. So be aware of that. Like, check him every now and then, make sure you haven't accidentally turned, if you messed with him, and make sure you haven't turned those LED lights on, because you don't want to waste your batteries just sitting in truck mode where you can't see it. But yeah, like I said, I think this set is worth it. I don't, like I said, the PC-15, the thigh covers are nice. The JINRAI is okay, although again those tiny little ball joints are a pain in the butt. Like, he's not really pinned or screwed together. He's just kind of, you saw, like peg and ball jointed together, with the exception of the screw right here that holds the torso to the engine plate. He's very dynamic. It's a very good sculpt. It's not really fun to like play with. And the LED head is cool. I do like the LED head. But the PC-16 set, which does come with the extra breast plate, but then comes with the gun and the hands and just the actual JINRAI cab figure himself, absolutely worth it. Like, if you want the PC-15 set with JINRAI, with the small Power Master JINRAI, it's worth picking up, and then you don't have to swap the head out every time if you do want to use it with the trailer and everything. But like, if you're just looking for a fun little Prime toy, the PC-16 set is worth picking up on its own. I really am digging him. He's a fun little Prime. But there you go. There is the PC-15 and PC-16 upgrade sets for Legends JINRAI. I'm not going to do God Bomber mode, although you can use this set. He is compatible with the God Bomber armor, even with the smokestack sticking up. And you can leave them folded down if you wish, but he is compatible with that. I'm not going to go all the way to that mode right now, because it basically just covers up most of what we added here. There is, however, an upcoming Perfect Effect kit that adds stuff to the God Bomber mode, like some forearm fillers and stuff. And if that comes out, when that comes out, and if I pick it up, we will certainly go on and we'll cover the God Bomber form with all the upgrades as well. But yeah, PC-15 if you want, PC-16 if you're a fan of Prime, it's worth picking up.